Welcome back to the Night Shift on Sports Radio 810 WHB. I'm Michael Darcy, joined in studio by Kyle Collier and produced by Jay Powers. And I wanted to bring up a poll that I put out on KC Sports Report, the YouTube channel, because if you guys do not already know, Kyle and I do a show every single week. I do daily Chiefs content on YouTube. I asked you guys, and over 2,200 of you voted, what do you think the Chiefs' biggest need heading into the trade deadline is? 90% said defensive line over a running back, which honestly surprised me because getting 90% of Chiefs fans to agree on anything is honestly a miracle. So, Kyle, what do you think about those results?
I think it's accurate at this point in the season. I think I asked you the same question probably after that Giants game, defensive line or running back. I bet the results would have been 60-40, probably in favor of running back. Omar Norman-Lott goes down. Now the need is just painfully obvious with just how ineffective that Chiefs D-line is. And that's what I worry about going into the playoffs. You're going to be facing good O-lines, good quarterbacks, who if you give them time, they will make you hurt. Now, I do trust this Chiefs secondary. Clearly, they've been one of the better units in the NFL so far this season, but defensive line is the right area to go after, in my opinion, and most of the people's too.
The Chiefs secondary has been so good. The linebackers have been so good. Now imagine if the defensive line got 5 to 10% better.
Yeah, and that's all. That's really all you're asking for. You're not asking for a trade for Max Crosby or something crazy like that.
Or Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, or Trey Hendrickson and Cincy. I feel like Cincy's just such a stubborn organization that they won't make a move like that, even if it betters themselves. But yeah, you probably can't take a big swing. But we mentioned Jalen Phillips, a Matthew Judon, probably not Jalen Phillips, but a Calais Campbell, a rental like that. You can just add to the line a little bit better. You're feeling a little bit better.
And I want to bring up these two players because, yes, the Chiefs secondary has been very good. And something that they didn't really have last year was cornerback depth. And this offseason, they went out and said, you know what? We want to put Trent McDuffie back in the slot. That is where he thrives. That is where he was an all-pro. They went out and they signed Christian Fulton, who was a Los Angeles Charger, came in, got hurt. And you're like, okay, that's not great. You gave him, a 2-year, $20 million deal, kind of a bigger free agent signing. And even now that he's healthy, he's a healthy scratch. And so a lot of Chiefs fans before this morning were like, what is going on with Christian Fulton? And it came out from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN that Christian Fulton and Josh Williams are potential trade candidates for the Chiefs. And I think that makes so much sense because while Chiefs fans might not love the fact the Chiefs gave out that contract, if Brett Veach is able to flip those cornerbacks into an edge rusher or a running back, are we sitting here disappointed with the result of signing Christian Fulton?
I'm disappointed with the process.
Okay.
You give a guy $10 million. I think it was 2 for $20, right?
Yeah.
And looking at Spot Rack, he is the 10th highest cap hit on the Chiefs right now. No, he's the 10th highest, and he's been a healthy scratch the last 2 games. So the process, that's annoying. You give a guy that much money, and you think he's going to be a contributor, and things just didn't work out. So there's a question mark there about talent evaluations, a fit identifier issue there. But like you said, if you could turn him around, possibly get his money off the books too, you're feeling a lot better. And Christian Fulton not playing well means a couple things. Number one, Noel Williams is advancing quicker than you expected, and he's kind of taking that role you thought Fulton would fill. And then number two, Brian Cook is playing well. Jaden Hicks somewhat playing well. Shamari Connor is playing well. So is Jalen Watson. Jalen Watson, I feel like, has gotten even better this year. Now, I don't think he gets picked on like a Noel Williams kind of does, or not kind of does, but Shamari Connor gets targeted all the time, right? Especially in coverage. Jalen Watson, doesn't see that many targets, but he's he's thriving, and PFF numbers will tell you that. So your secondary has just been better than expected, which, that's the good news. It's just the process of the signing and him not playing, that's annoying.
We would not be having this conversation with the positivity if Noah Williams was not balling out of his mind.
Yeah.
We can talk about how Christian Fulton just didn't work out. It sucks. We can say that because they went out and drafted Noah Williams in the 3rd round, and he looks like a dude.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you can have this conversation, and you can even talk about potentially trading him at the deadline, but I think for the Chiefs to be at a position where they have all of this depth in the cornerback room, that you can trade away 2 of these guys, go out and strengthen other parts of your team that are not as strong, that is going to help this team. And even if you end up keeping them, Joshua Williams plays a lot on special teams, and I think that Christian Fulton, maybe he can't get out of the doghouse, but if he can, if he's your break in case of emergency, you're in a really good spot. And so I think we're going to have to monitor the situation very closely because maybe they don't get traded before the deadline, but I do expect, we both expect, the Chiefs to make a move for a pass rusher and potentially a running back. But right now, it's defensive lineman or bust. And I kind of want to talk a little bit about, this upcoming Monday Night Football game between the Chiefs and the Commanders. Before we wrap this show up, Jaden Daniels, not going to play with a hamstring injury. This is the 3rd game this season he is not going to start. It's going to be Marcus Mariota. Funny fact, actually, the last time the Chiefs did not make the AFC Championship game, it was because of Marcus Mariota and what he did in Tennessee.
Yeah, thanks for that, Mike Florio. What a stupid random tweet to just...
It hurts.
The Chiefs played Marcus Mariota on Monday night. Let me put this fact out there.
That was just
what the hell does that have to do with
mean.
anything? Yeah.
That was just mean.
That's Florio. That's a genius. He's rage baiting.
Of course.
He's trying to get Kansas City acting up a little bit.
It worked.
Yeah,
it worked.
It did work.
But, quickly, what are your thoughts kind of about this game?
So Marcus Mariota, first of all, doesn't scare me. Number 2, the Commanders, not only Jaden Daniels, but Debo missed last week. Terry McLaurin has not played in 4 weeks. They don't scare me. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, I think, is an exciting rookie.
Bill,
I love this guy. I got him in both my fantasy teams, but we won't talk about that. Jaden Daniels too. Anyways, they don't scare me. That defense is also pretty suspect. They've got like a 40-year-old Von Miller too.
Bobby Wagner, I think, is still there.
Yeah, exactly. Like if
Marshawn Lattimore,
if Jaden Daniels were playing, we probably would have talked more about this game. But if I were to give a prediction, I think the Chiefs go, 30-17. I'll do the same score as the Lions game.
I think the Chiefs are going to go out in this game, and I understand that the Commanders were a team coming into this season that had Super Bowl aspirations. They made it to the NFC Championship game last year, but Jaden Daniels can't stay healthy. That team looks old, and I think that is going to be a problem on Monday night. I think with Jaden Daniels, it's a much closer game, but without him, I think the Commanders are really going to struggle with all the injuries they've had, and also, let's not act like last year wasn't really... it was a Cinderella season, and it worked out. Cinderella, the clock has hit midnight, and they're not the same, and so I do think the Chiefs are going to go out and take care of business. I think it's going to be like 35-17.
That high. That would be 5 straight games of 30-plus points?
I think so.
Am I right? Yeah. So, dude, we're on the same page. We're feeling good about it. And you take care of business Monday Night Football, then you probably got, to this point, the game of the year against Buffalo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's ride.
I think the Chiefs are in a fantastic spot. You guys can check out the KC Sports Report on YouTube. Both Kyle and I do a show weekly. Follow Kyle on social media. Follow myself on social media. Go follow Jay on Twitter as well. Thank you guys for listening to The Night Shift on Sports Radio 810 WHB.